Welcome to the Julie and the Milo show. Today we have none other than Mr. Jeffery Morlock here with Discussing with Milo OChat.
Jeffery, so good to have you back on the show today, man. It's the third day in a row that we've been together, and today we're going to discuss OChat. So OChat is a great product. Tell us a little bit about it. Just tell us about, what OChat really is. Just a little overview.
OChat is it's a unified platform for interactive interfacing, I'm just going to say it in layman's terms, all right? OChat is a bot that interacts to answer customers' needs and questions that they may have, flat out. And it's one of the best that's out there.
That sounds cool, Jeffery. And I've seen some of them before, but I'm sure ours is going to be a lot better. But I've seen where you go into, maybe you chat a direct message into someone and a question about some product they have or something, and all of a sudden this little guy pops up on the screen and you think you're talking to the person, and he says, hey, welcome, thanks, your question, and he answers your question. I feel like this is what this is going to be now, but ours will be AI driven, correct? It'll be tied in with AI.
You're absolutely right. And sometimes it's hard to tell if you're talking to a real person or not, but our chat bot is going to be exactly that. It is emotionally and conversationally mature, intelligent. It is AI driven, and it's really easy to integrate with other business partners, if you will, so that the two can commune back and forth. And it uses data to resolve issues. As you know, we use machine learning in our AI, and that machine learning basically is crunch, collect data. So this AI bot, this chat bot of ours, which is emotionally intelligent, AI driven, is going to continually learn and get better, and it keeps everything. So it's going to recognize you and other conversations. It's going to be able to pull it all from its data. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun with this.
Man, when you start talking about emotional, and that this thing can answer, and what I envision is that, it has a queue of all the answers of everything you got. Now, when something comes up that it can't answer, it turns over to the human and says, hey, what do we want to do about this? Is that correct? And then once that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the really cool things about it is, first of all, it's going to recognize. Now, and this is what I love. This is something that blows my mind about the chatbot, right? It recognizes the intent of the conversation. It does not that you're talking back, but it recognizes where it shows in its answers forethought. It's understanding where the intent of the whole conversation, which is, that to me is just like bang. But if it gets to a point where it can't decide something on its own, or it loses track, it will automatically escalate and bring in a human person to the conversation. And that's absolutely incredible that it would even know to do that, or know when to do that, or how. And I'm not sure about the algorithms, how it causes it, but just knowing that is like, wow, okay, that's something I've never heard of.
It's amazing. And I think even though we don't even know on this little product how this is going to affect our life, if we want to sell something, say we have a site that we're selling something on, and now this chat box can talk for us, and it can answer, and it's really, I remember someone saying this one day, that it's almost like cloning yourself. So now if you got 200 people asking you a question at once, you cannot physically do it. You have to go through and the time. Now all of a sudden, boom, everything that's asked about it, it's there. Is that incredible or what?
You gotta love it. It's what we call Omni Capable. You can have a lot of these things running at the same time. So it's like, yeah, like cloning yourself. Literally, it's like This one's over here running, answering these questions. And the beautiful thing is it pulls all the information from everything it collects. So just because you got 6 of them running, don't mean you got 6 different databases. You got all that information going into one central point that everybody, I'm talking like it's human, right? That the AI bot picks from and chooses data from, right? And integrates with. So it's like, wow, you know, I mean, man. And you can train it. I mean, it's a trainable system. You can train it for various categories of response. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do with it. It's crazy.
Do you know how many bathroom breaks does this get a day?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I looked it up. Took me a while to find it. The number is 0.
I mean, it's just incredible as a business tool, man. I look at it and I go, oh man, they don't need no time off. They need no vacation. They're trained, you know, you train them once and they don't mess up. I mean, you know, if you tell them, hey, it's this, they're going to tell the person that they're talking to, it's this. And, you know, so, you know, I just see this as being an incredible tool that could be,
they don't sign out early and they don't clock in late, right?
Man, I know. And you know, I think that this is going to be a tool that we underestimate the power of it right now.
Absolutely. It is an AI driven tool, right? That uses data to resolve issues, to communicate with customers, and man, simplifies the conversion path. I mean, if you think about you wanting to convert, this guy does it. He does it. The AI chatbot will do it without emotion. They do it without bias. They do it without, you know, I mean, if you got some angry person on the other end, they keep yelling at that bot. The bot doesn't care. It's just going to give you good results all the time.
But he don't care how many doors are slammed in his face. He's just going next, you know. This is amazing thing about it. And like I said, Ash talks a lot about, you know, that we might only know, you know, 10% or something. I think this is one of those products, even though, you know, we don't see it as a big thing. I think this could be a real big thing down the road with things that we have that's going to be available to us. Like I was talking, you know, say if you create a website and you're selling something, you know, this thing will do it 24 hours a day.
On every page you've got.
I know, and it does it every day. And when you talk about how can you clone yourself, I remember telling my boss once, I said, I was so busy and I was selling a lot of stuff. And I said, man, I just need to clone myself. I think he said, oh, please don't. He said, please don't do that, you know, but you know what I'm saying? But if you could do that, just think of what you can get done in a day. I mean, right now you get this much. Now you can program this thing to do whatever you want to, you know, through the day or whatever, and take care of your busy. It's just, to me, I think it's going to be incredible.
I agree. And this is just another example of the wonderful things that we have coming together that are all integrated and connected and AI driven with this digital ecosystem that ONPASSIVE has, which is going to, Milo, when we open the doors on this, the world is going to be, wow.
It's going to be crazy. It really is. And Jeff, one thing that you said that really, you know, I like about it too, is it's got emotion, you know, that it's got emotion, and it talks like a regular human being. So it can feel what that other person is saying. And when you're selling stuff, I'm telling you, that is a big thing. You know, when people think that you're sincere and this and that, that is a huge thing to land in that sale, you know. So I think that's a wonderful thing.
And you know, even more than that, it is a self-learning tool. It's a self-learning algorithm, if you will, that identifies where the conversation's going and responds accordingly. And you're right, if something is amiss, it'll automatically escalate it and bring a human in. So man, you know, emotionally intelligent, you bet, that's a big deal.
You brought up another point that just went through my mind. Now, when it learns, you know, it's not just learning from you. So if someone is selling that same product, I'm assuming that they're going to get you know, they're going to maybe suggest an answer to you or something that will come into your chat box that, you know, all of a sudden now it's not one guy, it's like all these different things. So when you think about that, you take like maybe the top sales guy, he's got a special spin on something, and now the machine starts to learn some of that stuff and it comes over to you. Do you think that's going to help you
And
out?
not only that, but this chatbot will recognize a customer from stored data. Now you got to love that, right? It recollects, it pulls out previous conversations, diagnoses the situation, and you're right, fits right into it and moves right on like, hey, we're best buds.
Oh,
And
man.
you gotta love it.
This is crazy, Jeffrey, but guess what? We're out of time, man. You know, we are out of time on this one, but this was a great show. And Jeffrey, I'm going to see you back in a little bit because we are going to go over O-commerce.
Okay.
And when we tie O-commerce into OChat box, there might be something there that will work. I'll see you later, Jeffrey. It's good to see you. Good night from Nashville.
And good night from North Carolina.